Hello, everyone, and welcome to this spooky edition of the Halloween Talking Stick Show. So, I'd like to welcome my incredible host we have this evening. We have the one and only Galactic Historian, Andrew Bartzis. Hello.
Howdy.
Howdy. How are you on this spooky day, Andrew?
I am spookerific.
Yes. And I'd like to welcome Laura Spooks Massey. Hello.
Hi, Dale. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you. Yeah, good to be here.
And good to have you on. And we've got our first guest this evening for our live calling show. So we had a few issues with putting the Facebook posts out. For some reason, Facebook seemed to be blocking a lot of our access for people seeing our stuff. So what we're going to do, we're going to put the invite link into the chat. So if you'd like to be on this call-in show this evening, we'll place the link into the chat and you can come onto there. We'll put you into the back room and we're going to pick probably about 3 callers. So if a lot of people come on, you might not be able to get on this time, but there will be another time you can come onto the show. So before we start, let's talk a little bit about Halloween. Laura, Halloween, what does it mean for you?
Halloween means for me recognizing our ancestors. So it's a time, yes, it's a time of thinning of the veil. And I'm not going to go through all the pagan Samhain and all that. Most of us know that. But it is a big time for me to do a special prayer to them, especially my DNA lineage. I have the photos out and on the shrine. And, you know, I think one year I said to you, I made them a cake. I do an offering and I do special prayers extended to them. And that's what it means for me. And that's something, I think I've mentioned this before, that I've been teaching the grandchildren for a while, that it's not all about being spooky. It's not about being spooky. It's about recognizing our ancestors have relevance now.
Beautifully put, Laura. And Andrew, what does Halloween mean for you?
Oh, it represents many, many things. There's a celebration aspect to it, which is the tradition of gathering costumes, finding friends, going to parties, connecting to people and places. And then there's the energy value. As Laura said, the thinning of the veil. The veil was thinning because we are entering a time where the sun is no longer as bright as it was before, as our procession of the equinox takes us to the shortest day of the year on December 21st. This thinning of the veil represents opportunities to commune and communicate to those that are on the blue road. It is not just the ancestors. Tradition in esoterica talks about ghosts, goblins, and ghouls, but most of that is a modern tradition created in the mid-60s and 70s when Halloween began to have a commercialized aspect to it. Many pagan rituals have been done around this time because it represents the thinning of that veil. So for me, it represents the time where I get to choose who, what, when, where, and how I commune and communicate with. Over the years of doing this journey, there are certain groups, collectives, and entities that I check in on at this time, finding out how they're growing, and they find out how I grow. And then there is the next level to this, which is, where is the world at? How is the world being affected by the thinning of the veil? In today's modern history, we have things going on in the Middle East and in the Ukrainian areas, but those have been ongoing for centuries, those battles. And those battles are irrelevant to the thinning of the veil. They are trying to force themselves to be relevant. The thinning of the veil is an opportunity for you to commune and others to commune back to you. So for me, it represents communing, and communication.
Beautiful, Andrew. And Sean, I'm going to get you into this as well. What's it mean for you, bro?
Okay, great answer, Andrew. That's fantastic. Like for me, a lot, because I live up in Canada, so in part, it starts getting cold around Halloween. Then you can really start to see the leaves fall, and the change of the seasons. So it's kind of like the end of summer, even though summer already ended and we're in fall, but the warmth is going away and we're really moving into winter. So it's the end of one chapter and the beginning of another chapter. So it marks a really good time to start preparation on what I want next year to come. But also the spooky aspect is fun. There's a big window in front of me right now, and I've been watching people walk by. And I love seeing people in their costumes. I've seen 2 witches and 2 T-Rexes this morning. It makes me smile because it's a day where people can socially transform into anything they want, and it's acceptable for one Saturday Halloween party and October 31st. So it's fun to watch the creativity that comes out and just watch the happy kids get a little adrenaline rush. It's good stuff.
So if we ever do a combined therapy on Halloween, I'm going to do therapy as a T-Rex.
I'll be a werewolf.
I will be in a big puffy T-Rex thing with the short hands doing craniosacral therapy under the lights. T-Rex therapy.
I can see you walking around.
Exactly.
A
whole new mode of healing being created right there.
Aren't you always saying, Andrew, that Halloween is more commercially viable than Christmas? That's not the words you use.
In the past, Halloween had high sales. It doesn't have the high sales. Christmas doesn't have the high sales it used to either, because of the online shopping journey, which has destroyed commercial retail. So you have, instead of a Black Friday, you have Cyber Monday. Okay. So the dollar factor has been drained because of the nature of society's changes. But at the same time, the younger generations aren't practicing the traditions. Example, where I live at, 10 years ago, or even 12 years ago, right around there, we used to get 45, 50 groups of people come to the house. We might get 3 now. And that's because the neighborhood, the kids grew up and moved out, and the adults are still living here who become seniors. It's the nature of neighborhoods. Back when I was young, you used to get 100 in a night. It used to start at 6:30 and not end until quarter to 10. Okay? 12, 15 kids at a time, and you had to buy like buckets worth of candy to take care of them all. And it's ironic. Now you look outside Halloween night, all the neighbors have all their lights out, nothing in a window. It's as if the whole street is dark. Okay. Okay. So obviously, every city is a little different, but where I'm at, there definitely is a change in the tradition. You have so many kids that have allergies now that they can't go trick or treating, or they do what's called trunk of the. A bunch of parents come with candy in the trunks of their cars, and they trick or treat from car to car to car, and they do it at their middle school or their grade school, and that's kind of taken over a lot. Also, where I live, for a longest time, the Kiwanis clubs and the Lions clubs, I don't know if you guys have them in the UK, they ran all those traditional events, and they don't do that anymore. The people that don't volunteer for those organizations anymore, and you have a bunch of elderly people trying to keep them going, and the new people that coming in saying, hey, you got to use modernize with computers. And they're like, why? We've done it all via paper before, and then no one stays. And then the few organizations that do modernize, they don't maintain the educational levels to use those technologies, and things fall apart.
Dale, what does Halloween mean for you?
I'd say Halloween's a bit of a weird, strange one for me, because it was always early on in my life, it was really, I'd say, mystical fun as a kid, going out trick-or-treating, having all of those experiences, which were amazing. As I grew older, it was always a time where there was a lesson for me. It was like after summer's finished, Halloween always seemed to have a bit of a tough lesson for me for a long time, until I started doing inner work and breaking that. So for me, it's a change. It's allowing the warmer part to the colder part, and for me, there's always a big I'd say, understanding of how summer was, where I need to go into winter, and seeing winter as a form of hibernation state, what inner work I need to do, where I need to go, and so on. So this Halloween for me is different because I'm going through a separation. But my kids brought Halloween and the love for it back into my life because I was a bit of a tough cookie about it. I had to stick up my ass. I didn't really like it. I was like, oh, it's all to do with money. But as I had children and started enjoying it and seeing it for what it is, it lifted and healed a lot of my inner child as well. So each year's different for me. This year's a different Halloween because I'm not around the kids and they're doing the trick and treating. But again, it's a change. And like Christmas is for me, it's a change as well.
Was that light worker, Dale? Did you have that as well, Sean? I had the light worker stage where, we shouldn't do that. Do you remember? Did you two go through that at all?
Picky about everything. Not as much for Halloween, but more about like Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Yes.
And all the other holidays.
Yes, that's it. Yeah.
Andrew's coming in. So just to let we've got someone coming in. So in the chat itself, guys, we've got the call-in link for people to come on. And Laura, do you want to quickly tell everyone about the bootcamp product we've got going?
Yeah, okay. If you've signed up for Andrew's email, you should have had an email, or you will be getting one soon, telling you about the bootcamp series we're doing. So what we did was get together and put in all our wisdom combined on how we do ceremony, how we work with crystals, how we contact ancestors, everything, really. All the basics that I and Dale came along with Andrew with, what we learned from Andrew right in the beginning. And that is stuff that you don't find out there. You all know that Andrew's teachings are unique. And what we've done as practitioners is taken Andrew's teachings and given our own particular slant on them, which is what he encourages you to do.
Right.
So we all got together and recorded this with Andrew, and it's out there for you. As I say, there should be an email soon if it isn't out there now.
So with this boot camp, we've split it into two products, boot camp A, boot camp B. It's 5.5 hours of everything that we've called in the basic stuff you've heard from shows over and over again, put into one place for you to begin your practice. And the reason we called it boot camp is to put you into that journey of picking up the daily practice. So what we did is each of us have our own unique perspective on the journey that it takes, each individual person. So there's all these tools, tips, and techniques to get you started, to get your engine moving, get your engine rolling. So if you don't see it in email, you can go to andrewbartzis.com. You can go to the shop right there, and it's available right there for you. We also have a light language product that came out 2 weeks ago also. If you're interested in starting that and getting your practice going, there'll be a QR code up in the next to Laura's head for the boot camp.
Go on, Laura. There we go.
Yeah.
I was trying to point to show you. I was like... And as well, so for the boot, going to the back to the boot camp product quickly, is for all of those out there who's just new into listening to Andrew or listened to Andrew for a while, listened to us for a while. It's great because it gives you the basics. So if you're kind of stuck about how to do the inner work, the scheduling, the clearing, the ceremonies, and the rituals, it's a starter pack for you. So all of those who want to know where to start, it's great. The great point and the amount of hours and work we've put into that product. It's fantastic for the amount. I think it's $150 for the amount it is and the amount of hours we put into it. It's blew me away.
It's $125, yeah.
$125, sorry, Andrew. Yeah. So, anything else, Laura, Andrew, before we go into the call-in?
Yeah, just the Lightworker project is fabulous because it's, if you know, not Lightworker, light language. But there's an idea. Anyway, the light language product is beautiful because it's light language is always an algorithm of the moment, an interaction with all the different energies of the moment. And when we got together and achieved that sort of high frequency moments and spoke the light language, it produced a beautiful product. which we hope you'll enjoy and will inspire you as well with your own light language, because that's what happens when you start speaking light language. When we do it with each other, it just inspires more and more to greater depths.
And when you combine the boot camp with the light language, you have a powerful foundation to roll into your future.
Beautiful. So, guys, are we ready for the spooky call-in show?
Sure.
So we're first going to get Sean Bibby on.
He had to
the
step
show.
away. He'll be back in a second.
No problem. So we'll then go. Sean can be second, and we'll go for Sean Camp. I'm just going to pop you on. Just going to push.
Hello.
Hello, Sean. How you doing?
Hi, Sean.
Ooh,
Hey, Sean.
Spooky.
Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Australia.
Australia. Ooh, it's late in the night there for you.
Lot of spooky stuff.
Whereabouts are you in Australia, Sean?
I'm in Townsville, so I'm like in the Queensland section on the east side.
Okay, cool.
So, Andrew, how is the Yoga Mom story going?
You were listening to the game stream. Amazing, actually. I've created 2 Yoga Mom Mafia stories and 20 Yoga Mom stories. So that's all on the AI writer. And for everyone, the AI training seminar will be Tuesday, November 7th. We'll put up a QR code for that and a link in the description that goes it. QR code is up to the right by Joel. So for all of you that wanted to sign up for the AI training course, all that is there. And then the link will be in the chat in the description also. Now, yes, Yoga Mom Mafia came from, I was reading out Yoga Mom stories. Now, for people who are wondering, what is Yoga Mom? I was trying to get the AI to write stories. So I just put in Yoga Mom, okay? And then a variety of dating, et cetera, until I refined it to Yoga Mom drama. Well, what it came up with was 3 moms who are in yogas in a studio, going through the entire journey of learning yoga, how the yoga studio has drama in it, little bit of backstabbing, betrayal, and it nailed the community. And I mean nailed the community so hard that the other people that I shared it with who are regular yoga people went, holy shit, this is going to get a lot of people going. And there's an entire redemption arc in it too. Normally that doesn't happen in yoga studios when they have full, psychotic meltdowns. There's a redemption arc. You learn about yoga, but it's going great. We have the editing phase to go. What I read through was literally the raw printout. I literally did it live on the Friday night stream. What did you think of what I read out?
I think it was pretty all right. I'm not really versed in yoga or anything like that, but I think its puns were very spot on.
Yes. His puns were spot on, exactly. Spot on. How long have you been listening to us for?
Oh, I can't remember, but I remember a while ago when I was back on this when you're doing call-in shows. I'd like to I wouldn't say apologize, but redeem myself.
Okay.
Because last time when I called on, I let my ego get the best of me, truly, and that was meh.
Well, you're forgiven.
I would just like to apologize for that. But you helped me realize, and another person I can't remember helped me realize that it wasn't you or anyone else who was watching who was judgmenting me. It was just my own shit. So I want to thank you for that.
Well, we are teachers in many ways, sometimes through self-reflection.
And with that, I have nothing else to say unless you guys want to talk about patches or something.
Are you going to try the AI seminar?
Oh, I'll have to move some money around, but yeah, I've worked hard gathering money. So yeah, I'll definitely try it out. I've been having trouble with the website with the links. My internet provider, strangely enough, blocked Zoom and the webinar link, so I have to use a VPN. I was
Wow.
talking to David about it, so.
Okay, we'll take a look into that.
Well, thank you for calling in, Sean. Great to hear from you.
Yeah, thanks very much.
Thank you. So we'll get Sean Bibinator back on to the show.
So
Sean,
yes,
how are you
everyone. Hold real quick. Yes, everyone. Yoga Moms is real. Okay? Yoga Moms.
Yes,
There are 20 Yoga Mom stories and 2 Yoga Mom Mafia. Or somebody in the live chat on the Friday night game stream said, "Can you do a Yoga Mom in Italian Mafia voice?" The dialogue. And I said, I doubt it, but I'll see what comes up. And it just, I put a Yoga Mom Mafia boss, and it created a yoga studio that has a clandestine organization behind it, and they recruit moms to become assassins for it. And it's an amazingly funny, I mean, everyone said right there, that's a B-grade Grindhouse movie. Just waiting to happen.
Romantic novels are now not just for the middle-aged women, but we have...
These aren't romantic. This isn't a romantic one. This is
not
this is
very
an
romantic.
action, right? Yeah. The other ones were like a romance dating kind of thing, but layered with all the teachings. Yoga Mom Mafia is an action story where you learn about yoga and how it can bring serenity to you, even though you're an assassin. We've got some editing to do. People can go and join the UCM community that want to be a part of the group of editors that we're going to put together for that also.
And Andrew, do you want to touch on what about the porta potty one?
Oh, the porta potty killer.
Yeah.
So in the attempts to get the AI to write stories, okay, what I did was had to go through the keywords, and I want to do a serial killer. And I'm like, let me think, whatever. So I typed in porta potty, serial killer, drama, suspense, thriller, and it created the porta potty serial killer who blows people up in the porta potty, uses construction work sites to dump the bodies into porta potties, poisons the toilet seats, stuff like that, while the cops are trying to catch the porta potty killer.
Jeez. That's nightmare fuel, Andrew.
Yes. So there are two series for porta potty serial killer. I made 2 versions of the story. And if people are asking, I made 107 stories in 5 days, all around 28,000 words each.
I mean, this is an incredible achievement, isn't it, of David Ellis's to produce something like this.
Amazing.
And this webinar will be mind-blowing, I think, of what you can actually do.
If anyone out there hasn't tried this yet, you got to try it. You'll be missing out on what's happening. It's just, it's unreal.
And I love the inspiration coming from Andrew and David and Laura and everyone listening and reading the stuff. It's seeing them so inspired from it and the creativity. It's my mind gets blown each and every time thinking about it more. It's like there's just what's going to happen next. We had a joke that next there'll be an AI in the room doing your work for you, doing the shows for you.
It'll be AI Dale on the show, and no one will know.
Yes. If you go onto YouTube or whatever, you get so much negative press about AI and about it taking over the world, and you don't get the good side of it. You don't really hear, not what I've read, you don't hear too much about the good side of AI. And I think, what David and Andrew are showing is how it can be used to, to benefit us. And a bit of fun along the way.
There's more and more.
Yeah.
I can't wait until they have filters. Like they already have it a little bit. Like, so you can, instead of CGI, you can have a filter and it'll turn you into an anime character, or it'll turn you into an alien. It's just high grade filters. So you can start making your own TV show for like next to nothing. Anybody with a cell phone be able to make a quality movie.
Yeah.
Super cool.
Outstanding, guys. So let's move on to the talk, the live calling show, and we'll start with Dibinator. So, how are things going with you, my friend?
They are going in all directions. They're just so as you know, if anyone's been listening, I've just opened up my own business and shop in the last 3.5 weeks. So the doors are open, and there is so many life changes happening so fast, and it's almost a race to keep up with them a little bit. So it's really exciting, and also a lot of hard work right now, like pulling up my suspenders to get it all done.
So, yeah, brilliant, man. So, how have you been in yourself with all this? I know there's a lot of change, and with so much change and new, having to kind of do something new brings its challenges for ourselves. So, how are you feeling inside yourself with all of this and having to go from one experience to the next and having to elevate yourself in a fast way? Because what you're doing is incredible, and we need loads of people out there doing what you're doing. What's it like with you at the moment with inside and everything?
Right. And it starts off with some momentum, and then you realize how many things you have to start doing and not knowing anything until you actually start. Like you think you know what you need to get going until you actually step on this, like the starting line. And then you realize all you have to do. And then eventually you see what the responsibility of this endurance challenge becomes, because eventually you're in it for some sort of a long run. So you have to start organizing your energy to be able to create sustainability. And what I've been seeing now, I've had to entangle myself into the social media networks. So like Instagram, Facebook, community groups, and it's taking a lot of energy. And I really see how it's invading my personal life at the moment. It's like there's a spiritual blending of everything that I'm doing. And like I have to begin the separation process all over again, because a lot of the business has been moving into my personal life, which is exhausting.
Yeah, well, that's why I asked, because I'm picking up. It's like there's a need for you to go into silence at the moment and needing to really switch off, separate the business from your own spiritual journey to allow them to come into balance. And that's something I've had to learn throughout the years of how to separate the business to the self journey, but have them in balance so one's not overlaid with the other. Do you get much time for yourself at the moment? Actually, time just to listen to yourself, be by yourself. What's that like for you at the moment with that process?
And that's right. It's a bit bogged down at the moment, because just clients come in and I have to book them down, and I have my little schedule. And right now it's a little bit kind of what works best for them and then still just trying to balance the whole thing, like a conversation with the person, and then try to figure out the computer technology at the same time to have it smooth. And so it is taking, like, I haven't been to jiu-jitsu like this week or last week, which is something that I really enjoy doing. And some of my extracurriculars I haven't been making as much time for, and trying to get back into those.
Yeah.
Make time.
So it's like you're not switching off properly, and you having a process of actually saying to yourself, now I have to switch off. And this is something Andrew mentioned to me, because it happened to me a lot, that I was overthinking about work. I was in work. I was always thinking about work, doing it and so on. Even if I wasn't there, I was thinking it would creep up into my mind. So my advice for you is having that time to actually switch off, having a prayer process where you go, right, this is my own time now. I need to switch off from the business, because the more I switch off for the business, the better I will become at business. So having that separation is important. Laura, do you want to add something? Because I know you're going through a process in the morning where you're having time off now and you're separating a lot of your own stuff to the business. Do you want to tell Sean about what you're doing with that?
Yeah, well, that's mostly because we're working with people in the USA now, like Andrew and so on. And what I was doing is getting up at UK time and not going to bed till I finished talking to Andrew or David or whoever, 10 or 11 o'clock at night, which was too long a day. And Andrew had always said to me, pace yourself, do a bit less. So I did actually, it's only taken me a few months, Andrew, but I actually realised I could do my own thing in the morning and start work about 2 o'clock in the afternoon here when Andrew gets up, and then go through on into the evening. So I'm doing a 6 or 8 hour sort of working day and doing what I want to do in the morning, and maybe getting up a bit later as well, which is something I wasn't doing. But I was going to ask you, Sean, whether you have interests outside of work. I know you've got jiu-jitsu. Is there anything else you do that's for you, just for you?
Mostly the jiu-jitsu. I like my gym, but it's kind of lost a little bit of the feeling at the gym, just a little bit worky as much. But that, like, the jiu-jitsu is my main circuit where I'm getting out and doing stuff.
And just so everybody knows, I don't get up at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. They're 5 hours ahead of me. Okay?
Oh, yes. I forgot to mention that bit, Andrew.
Andrew got over 4 hours.
Well, it's right, 4 hours.
Yes, Andrew, finally. Yes.
I forgot that bit.
So, Andrew, could you give any advice for Sean? So, I was picking up that there's having Sean to be able to switch off from the work to his own self journey. Is there any advice you could give to him how to balance that more so he has time off for himself and so on?
He's gone from heavy study mode to now I actually have to work. Okay? And that is a different frequency for him. Putting what he studied for 2+ years into action. You know, I had a conversation with Sean the other day about his menu of services and then all the extra work that has to be done, getting some volunteer clients to come in so he can try different types of therapies, et cetera, et cetera. And, you know, he knew all about that, but it's just having somebody to reflect off of. But at the same time, when you get home, it's late for you. And TV doesn't do it for the most part, does it?
Yeah,
okay.
And that's it. It's like supper. Got to get the supper made, and then oh crap, I missed 6:30 jiu-jitsu. It's like shit.
Okay, so you everything for you coming up is time management. Okay, time management. And if you want jiu-jitsu in your life, you have to schedule it in. You got to go onto your work calendar and make sure at 5:15 you don't have any more sessions, which gives you enough time to clean up, get ready, go. Okay. On those same days, put food in the crock pot and let it come home and it's done. You got to figure out how to work smarter, not harder for you. Those are my pieces of advice for you. And then on top of the work smarter, not harder, and scheduling your actual time to go do things, then there's just the Sean time. Okay. When you work clients on people all day, I mean, I know this because I've been doing it. It's hard to shut your brain off. And you have to find those things that do it. For me, books don't work effectively like they used to, unless it's a really, really good book. Yeah, but then I find I can't shut my brain off because I'm in reading mode. Okay. When you talk 10 hours a day and you just want to shut the hell up and not do anything, you know, you're not going to meditate at that point either, because you've just done 6-7 hours of spiritual work and doing therapy. So doing more spiritual work on top of that just doesn't make sense. So you have to develop a habit pattern when you get home that begins the journey of I'm at home, I'm relaxing my body. I'm at home, I'm relaxing my spirit. I'm at home, I'm shutting my brain down. And it's got to become a mantra to you as you're, even before you enter the house. Okay. Yeah. And that's just good form for you. You know, I'm at home. What does home mean to you? Okay. And then once you actually confirm to the body, mind, and spirit, you're on off time, and you know that there's no more real spiritual work you should be doing because you just did a full day of healings, then you have to discover Sean, who wants to be self-entertained, that isn't necessarily Netflix and snore. Okay? You got to find something that's gonna do it for you. And that means hobbies. Hobbies that can, you know, go buy the Lego Death Star.
Yeah.
Okay. What is it? What 80,000 pieces takes 40 hours to put together. Okay. Erector sets, RC cars, something.
Yeah.
You have to figure that out. What's right for your journey, artwork, whatever, and it's got to be fun for you in a way that turns your heart smile on to do it.
Rediscover the joy of fun. I do love going to the comedy club. That's always a blast. But maybe practice a little bit more skit making. That's a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's fun too. Practice your own stand-up comedy. Okay. Put yourself in front of your cell phone camera and try to do a 5-minute bit on, acupuncture patients that come to you. I have threatened for years that I would go and do a stand-up tour of all the weird freaking clients that I've had, and no one would believe. No one would be like, "So, what do you do?"
No,
I'm a psychic.
He's just a comedian making that up.
Okay.
So, Sean, I had a very similar conversation with Andrew. I think it was probably about 8 months ago. And I remember on the phone to him and I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm just chilling out today." And he's like, "You're not chilling out. You can't switch off." And I was like, "Yeah, I can." Then I actually realized I don't fucking switch off. And I started to get back into skateboarding again, and started to do actually hobbies. And it completely changed it for me. I was actually able to actually switch off doing the skateboarding completely from spirituality altogether. So I've been exactly where you've been, Sean, about a year ago. And it really helped me getting a hobby, getting back on my skateboard, getting out there and just really trying to switch off, observing the body when you're not, and seeing how you are. If you're thinking about work, tell yourself, no, I'm not having to shut this off. This is my time. So yeah, I know exactly.
I've got it, Sean. Sean's a big kid. Sean likes skipping. So I remember skipping down a woodland path with Sean in Scotland.
Yes.
I remember that.
And you were climbing all over the rocks like a big kid. You need to do a bit of that.
So, Dale, about the same time we had that talk, we talked about our inner asshole overschedulers.
Shit.
We have to warn Sean about this one. Okay? Everyone has an inner asshole that will overschedule you. Be wary of that inner asshole.
The inner asshole character.
Yes. The overscheduler. Remember that one, Dale?
Yes. I remember
working all the way up to the day before you left for Scotland. Who put that in there? Me.
Because I remember saying, "Who the fuck booked that?" And I was like, "What a dick!" I was like, "What a dick." And it happened again. It actually, not long after we had that conversation and I had that understanding of it, I actually started to do it, and I had to go back and change all my dates again. I had to rearrange shit. And I was like, "I'm not letting you fucking win. I'll have this over me anymore. I can't. I've got to have a life."
Dale and I had such a hoot of a laughter and talking about our inner assholes overscheduling us.
Oh, of course, the inner asshole.
Yeah. Be wary of that inner asshole. He holds lots of power over your schedule.
Yeah, waving a big pen around all the time.
Yeah.
And it actually it feels normal now, like having days off. Before I felt it was hard, but now it feels great. And I know those days off are just as important as the work. The work and the days off, they're exactly the same. Before I had work up here, but I see them both equally now, because without those days off, I wouldn't be as good as work, and I wouldn't be able to do as good work, and so on. So it's about seeing all the balances and in-betweens and ins and outs. Laura, do you want to add anything else before we...
No, we've been there, you and I, with the sort of almost the spiritual, the light worker martyring of, I must do this, I must get that done. And it's still a little program that I think I've done most of it, but Andrew will always...
As Andrew says, Laura,
yeah, but you have to learn to call yourself out on it, don't you? And once you recognise it's there, then you once you're aware of it, that's most of the battle anyway.
Yes, me and Dale have an inner asshole. Laura's got an outer do.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I have to say, Laura, you've done amazing dealing with it, and I've watched you just go, no, I'm not going to do.
Yeah. I might go the other way now, Andrew.
Exactly, go the other way now. Exactly.
To balance it. But sure, I mean, you've had an amazing journey, and what you've achieved has been incredible.
Yeah, it's going through the changes, and it's invaluable to be in this spot right now with the three of you right there, because I can say these things to myself, which is great, but it's also nice to hear it from, especially from you three, right?
Yeah. 3 years ago,
Thanks,
Sean had a session with me, and he was in a cabin in Vancouver Island with a cat.
Yeah.
Hair down here,
And look at
very
you.
inflexible.
Yeah. Opening your own acupuncture business in Toronto, Canada.
Yeah.
How's that journey feel for you?
Is
it even truly set into you?
It's setting in because I feel the potentials. I feel the pull. There's a huge pull. And it's just getting the balance right. Because like just the social medias worm their way into your cell phone really good. And so that's like a big detoxification has to come from. But it's all part of a process when you do new things. Because they're hard and they're tough and they cause stress because you've never done it before. And sometimes you got to go through the growing pains and then take some off and take some time off and do some little activities.
Right. Guys, I have to let you go. I have got sessions to go and do, but I bid you adieu and may you have a powerful call-in Halloweeny show.
Thanks, Andrew. See you later.
Later, guys. Bye-bye.
And I think I'm going to drop off too, guys.
Yeah.
No worries, Sean.
Thanks,
for
Sean.
having me.
Thank you for calling in, bro.
Pleasure.
And
Thanks
we're
for
proud of
coming
you,
in.
man. You're doing great work. We're proud of you, bro.
All right. See you
soon.
See you soon. So we're going to get on next. We will go with Matthew Relic. Hello. Hello, Matthew. Can you hear me okay?
Hey, sorry about that. Can you see me?
Do you want to take the video off? It might be better with the video off. It's a bit glitchy.
Sure.
Yeah. So where are you calling from?
From just moved to Washington, Vancouver, Washington. Yeah.
And how are you finding the show so far?
I loved it. I really relate to what the other guy was talking about. I'm kind of starting my own business right now, and I'm kind of going through all the woes of getting started and what I want to do creatively, and just fighting procrastination and just trying to do it. Actually, today is my first photo shoot, so let's see how that goes.
So tell us about your business then, Matt. Are you Matt or Matthew or Matty?
Whatever rolls off the tongue, Matt or Matthew is totally fine.
Tell us about your business, Matt.
Sure, yeah. So I sell, I do a couple things, but the first thing I do is I sell vintage and kind of antique gun parts on the web. And I'm trying to get into some digital media content. And I'm actually just partnering up with a biodegradable kind of machine oil startup. I'm gonna start doing some of their marketing, and we're about to roll out some Instagram pictures today, actually. So I've been fighting with all this technology and stuff, but it's been a lot. It's been a whole buildup. I've kind of been coming out of like an 18-month, I don't know what you would call it, like a protracted kind of tower moment, whatever you want to call it. You know what I mean? But
so when you get the technology, did you say fighting the technology?
Oh yeah, I was having some tethering issues the other day. It took me like all week to get that straight, but I got it all fixed, and it's good.
So Matty, what's your spiritual journey like? What type of work do you do on yourself in the spiritual sense?
Well, I'm mostly physical, like the gentleman. I wrestled for 8 years, into jiu-jitsu. Actually, it's one of those things I've been fighting is I hurt my hand about a month ago. So I've been, kind of nursing that, but just kind of having to, force myself to get the business started. Also, kind of neglecting my, my outlets, which are, typically exercise and, to be honest, I'm really just starting to like define what my spiritual practice would be.
So that's what I'm trying to get to, because as I'm reading you, it's like you've got loads of, I'd say, keys, but you don't know which key is the right key to put in the lock to unlock the. And it seems to me that you've lost the inner voice of who you are, and there seems to be so much going on externally, especially other people around you. It's kind of like you're lost in the midst of the storm. So, do you have any time alone for yourself, or any out time where you can actually listen to who you are, understand who you are, and start making, I'd say, plans to start growing spiritually?
Yeah, that's. I mean, I have plenty of time. I just, I felt this like kind of nagging, like a time crunch almost, because I've been in this kind of the same situation where, like, I built up all this kind of momentum, and then something will happen, and it'll kind of knock me down 2 pegs. So, and I think what I'm kind of starting to figure out is how can I combine a spiritual practice to keep my mind healthy through the bad times, because I mean they're always going to come, right? But at the moment, I have lots of time, and I'm kind of mostly devoting it towards the work, and starting to see like kind of the errors of only that type of focus.
So I'm going to ask you a question here. So what are you afraid of when it comes to spirituality?
Stagnation, the same thing over and over. Well, that's not. Okay. What am I afraid of?
So I'd like you is just to go into yourself and actually connect to the heart of you, instead of coming out the body. Actually focus on being in the body and ask yourself that question.
I guess I'm afraid of,
So I feel you're afraid of owning your own power.
Yeah.
Does that sound about right?
Yeah.
Laura, do you want to come in here and offer some advice about owning his power?
Yeah, Matt, do you feel that you're caught in these like mental thought loops that are just leading you down the same track over and over again?
Yes, but I mean, at least I kind of recognize them now.
Cool. So
and I try to stop them.
Yeah. That is really good that you're recognizing that and doing and taking some action to come out of that, which is often making different choices. So I'm interested, what drew you to spirituality in the first place? What's the spark? Where's the passion spark?
So I kind of, Andrew was kind of like my first introduction to all this stuff. I think probably like 2018. And at first it was just fun, because life had become monotonous. There was kind of a span in my life where I couldn't really walk for about 10 years very well. And I grew up being very physically active, and an injury kind of just kind of took, I don't want to say it took everything away from me, but it definitely kind of blocked out a lot of the my best aspects that kind of got me through. But sorry, what was the question?
Yeah, sure. It often with Andrew, it's something like some little thing that a daily practice or something, and it's also in the language he uses. So for me and a lot of people, the language that he uses can be like a good trigger to get you on your journey. And I was suggesting that if you've lost a bit of passion for that, because you said you've got plenty of time, to do daily practice and stuff like that. Are you lacking inspiration to do the daily practice?
I guess what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make my work that outlet for me creatively. And it's just, having to deal with all the extra, sometimes gets in the way of that creativity. So, one day you can't do 32. Mm-hmm.
What was it like for you during your teenage years?
Early teenage years were great. Probably, I had a great childhood. I had, plenty of friends, inspiration, but at 18 years old, I kind of, like I said, I kind of lost the ability to walk very well, and it kind of, it kind of took away most of my identity, I guess you could say. But
so this is the issue. So it's about you having to go back and start doing some sort of ritual focus point on that area where you lost your rhythm, you lost your voice, and start giving it back to the person who went through that. Did you say you lost your walk? Can you explain a little bit more about that? Are you there, Matty? Hello. I think we've completely lost him. Matty, are you there? Hello.
Okay.
Matthew, are you there? One more time. Yeah, we've lost him. So we'll go on to the next caller. So we'll get Jesse in. Hey, Jesse.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you just fine. How are you doing?
Hey, Jesse.
Wonderful. Hi guys. How are you?
Yeah, really, really good. Thank you. Matty's actually just come back on.
Okay.
So probably best to do is we just get him on for a few more minutes and we'll get you on just so we can finish this now he's actually back on. So I'll just put you into the room. We'll get you on straight after. Thank you, Jesse.
There
Matty,
he is.
there we go.
Hey, sorry guys.
Hey man. So did you say you had a problem with your legs? Did you say?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this is what I'm picking up, which has really enabled you to actually start having a process of hearing yourself, being yourself. I definitely think you're going to have to start doing ritual and ceremony to that area of when you're able not to walk as well, and start fortifying that past self with the healing he never got. Because innately as a soul, you actually thought, right, this is it, my life's over, and I'm going to give it's kind of like you started going out your body more, and you started going into these different mind loops from that trauma. So it's all about prayer now for you. And Laura, do you want to give a demonstration for him, for some prayer to actually allow him to be here and understand how important his presence in the body is?
Yeah, the sort of thing I would be saying, Matty, is something like, I in this ever-present moment reconnect any disconnection I have between my body, mind, and spirit, and I reconnect the connection between my left and right brain and my heart. And I'm going to divert a bit from the prayer because I just want to explain a bit. I think some of you, because of this trauma, has got a bit discombobulated and, as Dale said, out of the body. And I don't know if you've heard Andrew's heart meditation.
Yeah.
Great. Have you practiced that one at all?
I haven't.
Okay, so that might be a really good start, because what I'm seeing is a bit like Dale is the need to get you back together in the body fully, and get your full soul and that sovereignty back behind your heart, so you're in the driving wheel of your heart. So offloading some of the programs, and you've obviously been noticing some of the repetitive programs that are working in you. And once you start to work on those and offload those, you can literally start to pull and feel more of your soul, more of your authentic self coming into the body. So you could do a particular prayer or practice that will pull that down. So you've probably heard Andrew talk about taking the left and right hemisphere of your brain and overlaying it over your heart. Have you heard that one?
I don't remind.
Okay, so it's a visualization. And if you just see that and do that, I don't know how you like to do your prayers, however you like to do them, or your meditation, but it's seeing the left and right sides of your brain overlaid over your heart, and then putting your face, your image of your face over your heart is your I am presence. So what I'm looking at is you're a bit like all over the place, and I'm trying to see you put back more in the body, so you can get that greater groundedness and that greater connection, so you can feel more in the body. And do you get any treatment sessions at all for anything? I don't exactly know what the problem with you was with your legs. I'm sorry, I might have missed some of that. But do you ever have anything like craniosacral therapy or anything similar?
No, I do a lot of just kind of my own work, but
Okay.
I saw doctors back in the day. They didn't really do much for me. So
No, I can quite understand that. But something that works with the nervous system and cranial is brilliant for pulling you back into your body. Have you heard of craniosacral therapy?
Yeah, I have. I'm not. I don't. I mean, it's myofascial is the tissue in between the muscles.
Yeah.
And I assume it's just like stimulating those kind of trigger points. And I've had experiences which I thought were myofascial, because I was pretty up when I was a kid and young adult or whatever. But I've had moments of just a lot of release with that type of stuff. But.
Yeah, I mean, I think you need at least to go on 3, and you'll need a lot more than that. I would suggest getting a good craniosacral therapist. If you can get an up-ledger craniosacral therapist, honestly, that's going to help you a great deal. Or anything like massage. I mean, you're not short of time from what you said. No. So I think it's investing in you're already doing some spiritual stuff. But to go too far down the spiritual journey without addressing your body and that mind connection to your body, I don't think will help you. I think you need to get this bit more together, and before you continue too much further down the spiritual path. Is that something you can see, Dale, as well?
Yes, it is. Perfectly put, Laura. What I'd like you to do is I'd like you just to repeat some words after me, Matty. So I, Matthew, in this moment of the now, I focus to my body. I am a warrior. I ignite that inner warrior of who I am. So I can speak from my heart again. I can open up to others. I love myself. I call to the grandmothers to come into my heart. And form a circle. Of remembering who I am. I value myself now. I clear out all of the projections around me. I say no to you. They are false projections. Of who I am as a person. I am an infinite source creator. And I begin this journey of self-love.
and I begin this journey of self-love.
So every brick which is laid in front of me,
So every brick that is laid in front of me,
I'll begin to walk this rainbow bridge
I'll begin to walk this rainbow bridge
of self-love and self-healing.
of self-love and self-healing.
I call to all of those versions of myself
I call to all those versions of myself
who limit me as a spirit.
who limit me as a spirit.
I give you now the middle finger
I give you now the middle finger
because my soul is stepping up.
because my soul is stepping up.
This is my victory now.
This is my victory now.
I'm no longer faking it to making it.
I'm no longer faking it to make it.
And I'm going to walk my talk
And I'm going to walk my talk
with courage and passion.
with courage and passion.
I'm ready now.
I am ready now.
And I'd like you just to allow kind of like a rainbow energy just to go around the heart and just reminding you of love, reminding you of why you're here. Remembering the very essence of who your blueprint is, the beautiful soul you. This is what you've got to show everyone now. This is your spiritual contracts and your evolution, your elevation. Coming on this show here today, you're no longer faking it, my friend. You're going to have to do the real work, the true work, and actually start holding yourself accountable for this work. And start saying that every day to you. I hold myself accountable for when I'm avoiding it. I'm going to start doing the inner work, going back to the state where I went through that trauma and seeing it and sending that person a healing, a treatment. Learn Reiki, learn psychic surgery if you haven't. Start fixing that past and not allowing it to hold such I'd say it takes away your energy all the time. It's like you're there, but you're not there. And this meekness comes about you back and forth like a pendulum. But you've got to remember how beautiful you are, brother. That you're no different than anybody else. And if anybody tells you that, you tell them to fuck off. Or if anybody projects on you, you tell them to fuck off. Yes. Anything you want to add, Laura?
Yeah, just like a daily prayer practice.
Yeah.
Just keep it really basic for the moment, a daily prayer practice. And you'll be able then it will teach you to find your voice more, to find that inner voice and that connection. And yeah, obviously the fetus in the womb work, and also overlaying that image to your heart as well. So you can get more of yourself connected, because as Dale said, you're a powerful soul, but you just need to get it all together and get it all working together and connecting. And you can do that.
I appreciate you guys.
Appreciate you too.
Appreciate you
Thank you
too.
for calling in, man.
Thank you so much, Matty. Take care.
Take care, Matty.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.
So before we get the last caller in, just to let you know, I will be running a psychic surgery training course on the 17th and 18th of November. So if you'd like to learn how to use soul retrieval, sending treatments backwards in time, forwards in time, how to allow yourself to bring the soul back together piece by piece, I will be training in psychic surgery. I'm just going to put the poster up here, which gives you the dates wherever it is. There we go, Joel. Thank you very much. So if you'd like to learn this journey with me, I am also offering a free session for those who sign up as well. So it'll be on the 17th and 18th of November, 6 p.m. till 9 p.m. UK time. It's all about elevation. Psychic surgery has transformed my life beyond words. The amount of sessions I've done and the amount I'm learning more and more, it's an honor to be able to share this with you. So if you're feeling like you want to step up and learn the energy healing skills, how to learn energy mastership, how to start reading people, how to start reading energy, seeing energy, sign up to the Soul Surgery training course. Thank you. So we'll get Jessie on, Laura.
Oh, yes.
There we go.
Hey, Jessie.
Howdy ho, everybody.
Howdy ho.
Halloween.
How are you on this spooky day?
I'm creeping along.
What's happening in your world, Jessie?
Yeah, I relate to both the other callers, and that was beautiful, by the way, Dale. Revocation you just did. Or a lot's going on. different directions. I've been, trying to do the best I can with the advice that you guys gave me the last time I called in, getting out and away from the noise of my living situation and taking some time in nature, doing some revocations more, just trying to commune and, just connect with the ancestors. But I'm definitely feeling, I'm definitely going through, this last month has been a whole lot. Trying to shed all those negative or, dense mental energies still. I'm definitely going through that. Since the last time I talked to you guys, right after I found out that I am pregnant.
Oh, wow.
So I've been...
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Well, thank you. I've been going through all the feels and all the, symptoms and, just trying to sort out and navigate through this transitional time.
So when did you call in? I'm thinking back. It was...
Yeah, it was probably the very end of September or the very beginning of October.
Yeah, I remember you, Jessie. Didn't you live in a very busy household?
That's it, Laura. Yeah.
That's me, and I'm still here, and that's kind of, it's an ongoing stressor that I keep remembering what David said, is like, you keep negating your own ability to outcreate it or to, get yourself transcend this whole situation. So trying to keep that in mind, all while just, going through the financial struggles. That's really the head of it all,
So when you say financial struggles, so can you elaborate a little bit on that? Is it just lack of work coming in, or what is that all about?
I'm out of work. My boyfriend's like out of work, but he's been trying to launch a surf product. It's all these big, great, exciting things, but like currently in our very real current situation, I mean, we're months behind on bills, and I need to find a job. I can't afford basic things, groceries and bills, and I've got a lot on my mind with things I'm going to need to be able to afford. Just keeping myself healthy during this pregnancy and giving myself all the things I need. I'm just at a place where I can't do the webinars or the trainings or the massage or the cranial because I can't afford it. I'm like negative in the bank, and I'm stressing. We're going to get some financial aid tomorrow, so we'll be able to catch up. We're just playing catch up for a long time. So it's a struggle.
Did you say your partner is got a business at the moment but not working? He's just got he's trying to kick off his own business. Sorry.
Yeah, we're trying to kick off a business for quite some time, and there's some really great things about it that we feel it's just going to launch and take off, and we're trying to put all our eggs into that basket, and really do it right and learn all the ways to market ourselves and really brand and get more content going and get really involved with it. But we're at that pre-launch phase where, kind of with some things, but yeah, hoping for the best and stuff.
It is always a difficult situation, isn't it, Jessie, when you're in survival like that, to find the encouragement to do any sort of spiritual journey at all and to do any sort of daily practice, which I understand because the survival and the financial survival that you're in sort of becomes the main factor. And in some ways, I usually do say to people to try and get their 3D life a little bit in order going, like we said to Matty, before going too far down that spiritual route. Now, you want, or you'd like the universe to work with you and co-create with you a better life. So I'm not saying not to do any sort of daily practice, but I think when we're worried about how we're going to eat and survive day to day, I think we have to address those basic needs first.
Mm-hmm.
Would that's just in my experience, because it makes the spiritual journey, that when I say that much more comfortable. Not all spiritual journeys are going to be comfortable, but I think we can sometimes go too far into spirituality and ignore our basic needs. And I wouldn't like to see you doing that. I would say the most important thing you've got financial help coming, and securing a really solid base for you and the baby for the future would be my priority at the moment.
Yeah, everything has been my every thought every day is just, looking for jobs, trying to figure out how I can get myself out there working, helping with launching this company, also delegating my time so that, it will pay off. But, I do have to be earning a consistent income. And it's just been difficult with going to school full time and trying to, then realizing that all this is happening. And I am in that survival mode for sure, trying to meditate mostly on what I do to get financially stable and secure.
I think the main thing here is for you to look into simplifying things and taking one step at a time. And the husband or the partner who's obviously have the business but is not taking off at the moment, to actually simplify, all they need to do is start going out there, getting some work, getting some money behind them, then finding the time throughout that to actually elevate the business when they've got money behind them. Because the situation is, you've got a child on the way, and like Laura said, this isn't about spirituality now. This is about 3D stability and what you want to bring this child into the world with. You want to bring the child into the world with stable parents who are working, who have a job. Then the business can come alongside that work. Say if he works for a year or whatever, and he can put a bit of effort here and there into part-time of the business, then the business will take off eventually until there's a balance where he's making money from that and the business. And he has to leave the job and go into his own self-employment. And I think for you, it's finding jobs out there where you can do online, or you can do emails or something like that. Just something where you can both. I know how far are you in the pregnancy?
I'm really early still.
Yeah.
I still haven't had my initial appointment, which is November 20th. But yeah, I'm about, I think I'm 10, 11 weeks, somewhere in there.
Okay, so you're quite early.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's what do you think, Laura? The best advice here for is just using simplicity as they need to find stable work. They need to balance the 3D, and that's the most important thing here.
Yeah, you've got to get some security and some stability behind you, because I said the tendency is maybe to turn to spirituality and in the sort of hope that the universe will deliver you from this situation. I'm not saying you're doing that. Some people do that in this situation, and that really is not the answer. This really is a time that you've got to get some grounding, some solid ground underneath you, just in the 3D life that you're living. That is an absolute basic requirement for you at the moment, and the baby, to take care of yourself that way. If you can add in some daily prayers, then fine. If that helps you, I'm sure it will help you. But don't make your spirituality journey your focus at the moment. Making you baby secure should be your focus.
Yeah, most definitely. Yes. Thank you.
And yeah, like Laura said, direct those prayers at it. as well as you're doing the 3D, pray that you need to find stability. You want to find a job, get your husband working in a full time so he's got good income coming in. The thing is with the bills as well is it's having, like, allowing them not to have such an effect on you is very important for your growth, your relationship, your child being brought up. Because one of the things I dealt with was lack. My parents always arguing over money, arguing over bills. You've got to realize that the bill is a bill and it's not going to change you. It's not going to put you in a prison. And that may be some inner work for you to do. And seeing that when you do get stability behind you, you do get work behind you, money, you'll be able to start paying those off. You will get in a position where you've got money. It's happened to me before, where I've had bills to pay, I've not had a job. It's all a matter of you using this time to graft now.
Yeah, and this like financial stranglement has been kind of happening for way too long, so it's becoming exhausting. You know, and I know I enrolled into school. I had started a business, but it kind of failed, and I had to pull out and cut my losses, and you know, it got me further behind. And like in the position that we're in right now, I'm going to be the only one who's able to get an actual job on the books. The way that my partner is taking his business seriously is that he wants to do it full time and just go straight into making it his income. He's just not of the mind to be getting a job on the books at this time, but he does have a strong work ethic. So if something came up that was under the table perhaps, and something on the side, and I know he's doing some new things with his business, like starting some personal coaching and things like that. So yeah, I'm just.
So that in itself, what you're saying there, have you ever heard of Andrew saying "suck it up, buttercup" moment?
Yep.
Maybe,
Yep.
yeah. So as you're saying that, it just feels like there needs to be a suck it up, buttercup moment with him to actually realize he's got a child on the way. If the business isn't right in the next 2 months and it's not making over 1,000 or 2,000 a month, he's going to have to get work, maybe part-time work to go alongside that. And some people, when they start a business, you're not just going to go into business. My business took 3 years to take off. I had to work alongside my business for a long time to support it. When you go into business like that and you expect the business to take off, you're going to have money straight away. It usually works against you. And like Laura said, you have to actually use the three-dimensional stuff to your advantage here. Because I've been there. I've been working, doing my business, and to the point came where I'm like, holy shit, I don't have to do my work anymore. It's all business. But it's not going to just, it's not just going to be outlaid for you. And that's, what do you think, Laura, with that?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, there's the responsibility here of the baby. So, and you have a responsibility to yourself. And as Dale said, as the father of the child. So some of these other things can wait. Your priority now is taking care of you too, you know, and getting stable ground beneath your feet. Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's the priority for me. All the other stuff that, you know, spiritual journey, and, you know, whether you can afford to do courses or not at the moment is irrelevant. You've got to get yourself into a better financial place, and then look, because it's much more comfortable looking from that position at other things and running a business when you've actually got a bit of money behind you and you're not in survival.
Right. And
yeah,
our truck, my only truck, just broke down.
There you go. That's even more confirmation there that he needs to get a job and maybe get a full-time job, put a few hours into it until it builds up to a few hours, then it can overbalance. But that's it. I've been there. I've had to work my ass off. When I was doing the spiritual stuff, I had to work 50 hours a week constantly. If I didn't work those 50 hours a week, my family I wouldn't be able to feed the family. I wouldn't be able to pay the rent. I wouldn't be able to give the kids any sort of life. I had to work literally 50 hours to do that. And that's unfortunately the truth of the world at the moment. And I do hope the business will take off. But I think for now, it's just about having the responsibility to get a job. And for those listening out there who are in the same position, you have to work, you have to have some sort of income coming in. For me, having that income changed me as a person, because it completely changes you, Laura, doesn't it? Having that income and that frequency flowing, like coming in and out.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just really good for your mind, body and soul well-being to actually earn that and support yourself with that. And then, then your mind is freed up. But the moment you're a bit in chains, you're a bit bogged down in all this, how do you manage and trying to do the spiritual stuff too? Because obviously since we spoke last time, your situation's changed with having the baby. So I think that's, I think that's the best advice we can give you at the moment, Jessie.
Yes, thank you. 9 people going on 10 in this house.
Who are you living with again? Is it family?
Yeah, it's my partner's family. Yeah, so the goal would be to have our own house. I mean, it's sad that I can't have my own nest to prepare my child in, but that we will get there. We got to put that work in. The hard part is really the situation with him getting a full-time job. It's just going to have to be, hopefully we can find something under the table, because his wages will get garnished, and that'll just defeat earning anything. It won't be much of a paycheck. And so it's kind of a holdup.
Well, that's it. And if he got a full-time job now and you found some work and you actually said, right, we want to get our own place when this child's born, you could do it. If you actually put the time and effort, and just imagine having the baby and going home to an empty house where it's your house.
I imagine that every day.
There you go. And that dream's available to you, but you have to be, as Andrew calls it, the suck it up buttercup moments. You have to go through them, the ego deaths, where sometimes you have to get a shit job in order for you to survive. Then eventually you come out of that shit job and you get a better job and a better job.
Yes, I'm prepared to take most any job right now.
Yes.
I'm willing to, do whatever. I've thrown in an interview or two, but I got to up the ante a little bit. And it's been hard to just not having that motivation, because I feel really ill. And I'm just like, blah.
Do you feel what with pregnancy?
Yeah, I've just been
type stuff. Yeah,
just all day, every day.
So that's when you need to have a word with your partner and just say, I need help. I need you to be. I'm the one pregnant. You're going to have to earn some money, and we're going to have to get out where we are. I'll help as much as I can, but this has to be a team effort now. The business, is it working, not working? You have to be honest. And I think when you actually start doing those steps, your life's going to be different. And it'd be great if you called in 6 months or 8 months and you were like, I've got my own place. We've got the job. We did it. That would be brilliant. You can do it. You can do it.
I think the turnaround for you, Jess, is to make some self-empowering choices, not disempowering choices. Make some self-empowering choices that put you in charge of your life with your partner, and him to make some that put him in charge of his life, because you seem to be at the whims of maybe your partner at the moment, or his family, or your place of living, which makes you fall back into I don't want to where you're not really in control of your life. And it would be really better if you were much more in control of your life, to make the decisions that made a difference to your life. And then the spirituality path. Do something that's self-empowering for you. Like if you could earn a little bit of money, earn something for yourself. Self-empower yourself, and it will make you feel so much better.
Oh yeah.
Can you sort of feel the difference in the energy between letting everything else affect you, like where you live and everything else. And then suddenly, like, the ball's in your court now. Okay, what can I do to where I can make my own choices now and self-empower myself? And it's such a different feel to it. It's such a different change of energy, and it makes you feel so much better. And I know you can do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I had a great little meditation this morning on just changing my mindset. I'd been stuck in the doom and gloom for a minute, and changed my mindset. Like, I forget, oh, that's right. I do have a choice here on how at least to train my mind for positive thoughts, that I'm still growing and I'm still expanding in every way, and everything will be okay. And whatever it takes to be okay, I have what it takes to do those things. And telling me that myself that. And
and not just tell yourself that. Make those self-empowering choices. Think about a choice before you make it, and ask it whether it's going to add to the greater you, right? Not anybody else. Is it going to add to the greater you on your journey to self-empowering yourself?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you.
Yeah,
great speaking to you.
Yeah, someone's put in the chat, go Jessie. Definitely. Go Jessie.
We're doing it. We're doing it.
You can do it.
Yeah, you can do it. Self-empower yourself.
Thank you so much for calling in, Jessie.
Yeah, thanks, darling.
Thank you for talking.
Cheers. Take care now.
Happy
Okay, bye-bye.
Wow, that was fun. That worked really well. I'm not going to lie. I know it's hard to get in sometimes, but this calling show worked really well with just putting it in the chat.
Yeah, it did. Probably the best way to do it, isn't it?
Yes.
Did who asked that question way back here? Shane, are you still with us, Shane? Shane asked about.
He asked a question, but he didn't actually put the question in.
Well, he has a question around reincarnation or our thoughts around it. So my thoughts around it are: we have a reincarnation system on Earth, and you can just get this from Andrew, actually, not all his teachings, but it feels right for me. And you can be a reincarnating being or an incarnating being. So a reincarnating being, I think, is one that gets caught in the false light matrix, really. You keep coming round again, without actually getting any. I think you do get life reviews, don't you, Dale? But a incarnating being doesn't get caught in that loop of servitude. Is that a good way to explain it?
Yeah, perfect. The reincarnating cycle, like slave lives after slave life, war after war, until you actually become sovereign and bypass the reincarnation and enter the actual natural incarnation grid, where you're able to actually choose after the life review where you want to go for going forward. And this is why it's important: self-mastery, self-healing, self-nurturing, because you can be born in the reincarnation grid, but you choose to use self-mastership, self-leadership, self-responsibility in this life, and you can change frequency. Like, I've actually had my blood change, my blood type changed in my life, because I changed as a soul. I became from reincarnating to incarnating, and people do it all the time. It's just a matter of
absolutely. Yeah, when I was, I had one of my dark nights of the soul, a shaman's death, and Andrew said to me, he helped me, but I needed to really claim my sovereignty. Otherwise, I could have been back, he said, in the reincarnation system, and I came in as an incarnating soul. So it is something, as Dale said, you can change it, but it's about keeping you, as Dale also said, it's about your sovereignty. I don't know if you can choose. You can choose your next. I'm just reading his question now. Well, no, you've got to do the inner work. So if you can get yourself out of the reincarnation system, get your soul out of it by choosing sovereignty and doing that work all the time.
And it's not just about sovereignty for a few months. It's about sovereignty long distance, able to actually stay on the journey without falling on, falling off, falling on, falling off. That's what incarnating means, to be able to actually have a journey where you're balanced, not overloaded with it, And yeah, just trying to figure yourself out the best you can. And we all have the addictions. When you go down the addiction path, you go into the reincarnation grid straight away. And that, again, is just a reincarnation, lifetimes bleeding through as well, and the karma, what's imprinted in that as well.
That's a basic view of it. I'm sure Andrew could expand next time he's on.
Wow, what a fun show. I've really, really enjoyed this
was.
format, and I think we should be doing more of this.
Thanks everybody in the chat. To freestyle rap with Laura doing the beat and Dale doing the rap. Oh, Orange Lambda.
I don't know what to do here.
No, I think we're going to say no.
Go on, Laura, you do a beat. I'll try. I'll give it a go.
A rap beat.
Yeah.
You do know I'm a baby boomer, don't you, Orange?
I don't know, just go.
Do you back? Do you go?
There we go. So here we are.
Okay.
On Show. Even the time is low, but I've got to go. There we go. That's all I can do, because I'm just going to break down crying because I can't rap. I'm sorry.
That was a challenge. Thank you.
Yes, I gave it a go.
We gave it a go. Yeah, you come on and do one next time.
Next time, yeah, you can come on and do one. I just want to say as well, for everyone who supported this show so far, we really appreciate all of your support, all of those who've watched all the shows, and the elevation of Talking Stick, the elevation of Andrew's new teachings, and all what we're doing here. We thank everyone for your support, and all the comments, all the likes, all the shares. We really appreciate you. We really do. And we love all this feedback. Laura, anything you want to add there?
Yeah, I think that's a great thing to say, Dale. Yeah, thank you. We do love having you all on. It's always a learning for us too. We're always learning something new. We don't sit here and profess to know everything. And I know that we do repeat or come out with Andrew's teachings, but that's how we've been trained. But we also put our own take on it. We are practitioners in our own right, as you know. So we do have some experience, but we always appreciate, well, quite a lot of experience now, but we always appreciate you coming in and hearing your stories and what's going on with you, because in this spiritual community, we can all learn from each other. And the whole point of this is to evolve our souls, align with the natural organic evolution. So thank you.
I just want to add something as well. So when you get like Native American traditions and their elders, all the elders pass down the teachings to the next generation get the next teachings. Unfortunately, this world, there aren't many oral traditions and teachers out there. And obviously Andrew Bartzis, incredible person, incredible teacher, and an inspiration. We all need teachers. We all need mentors. And this is the issue with spirituality, is that everyone thinks they can just do it on their own, and they never ask for help. They never get anybody to come in and help them. It's important that we find people who can actually elevate us. They don't want to be in competition with us. They want everyone to elevate each other, because that's all we're doing here. We're not in competition with each other. We want you to be the master of your own reality. And here we are. We have Laura, Andrew, David, Amy, all these incredible people around us who can help you. So if you're out there and you don't ask for help, maybe it's time to start asking for help. Maybe it's time to talk to someone, because asking for help is one of the most strengths you can ever have. And it's something I had to learn for myself. Asking friends for help, going to sessions, asking the universe for help. It's important, because we're human at the end of the day. Like Laura said, we're only humans. But again, we've got all these great teachings of Andrew's out there, the revocations, all of the thousands of hours of YouTube stuff, all of the galactic history there for us to work with. We've actually got an elder here, Andrew, and all the elders around us. We've just got to see him that way again.
Cooperation, not competition. So yes, we love having you all coming in, and thank you so much once again for your support.
Yes.
And we will be back on Thursday with a show. We don't know what it is yet with Andrew doing.
Mystery show.
Yeah, another mystery show. And next week talking stick. I'm not sure what we're doing then either, but
yes,
we look forward to that. And we're doing the combined therapies in York again in January. So anybody who is interested in that, please email me, Laura2feathers with the number 2 @gmail.com, or I'm an ancestral medium. If you'd like me to take you to your ancestors' fire, then come and book a session with me. Dale?
beautiful. If you'd like any psychic surgery sessions, head on over to daletobin.com. If you're feeling stuck or need someone to come in and give you a hand and give you many hands as well, go onto the website. And again, just going back to that combined therapy, if you're thinking of elevating yourself and going in some real in-depth healing, come on over and try it out. Some of the results we've had are just mind-blowing. From the deepest traumas of getting them out, going under the light and the mat, and the combination of going back-to-back therapies is just, it's another level. It really is. So yeah, get in touch with Laura if you want to come visit us in January. The man himself, the Galactic Historian, will be with us in January as well. And we've almost got the first week already filled up,
Yeah.
and we'll be rolling on to the second week as well. So drop Laura an email. And again, thank you everyone, and have a spooky night.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Enjoy.